Have you ever heard a story so strange, so chilling, that it crawls under your skin and stays there? Today, we're venturing into the shadows of history, to the ancient civilization of Elam, a place known for its rich culture and powerful empires. But what if I told you that deep within its ruins, archaeologists unearthed something that defies all explanation? Something that blurs the line between myth and terrifying reality. This isn't just another artifact. It's a mystery that has haunted people for centuries. We're talking about the breathing idol of Elam. Imagine this, a team of archaeologists, dust caking their clothes, sunlight glinting off their tools, are carefully brushing away millennia of dirt. They uncover a statue carved from dark, unfamiliar stone. It's imposing, ancient, and deeply unsettling. But as they clean it, they notice something peculiar. The carvings on the idol's chest, where human lungs would be, are worn smooth. Not by time or erosion, but as if countless hands had touched it, caressed it, in the same spot over and over again for centuries. Why? What were they doing? The local legends offer a bone-chilling answer. They say the idol wasn't just stone. They say at night it breathed. Let's dive into these legends. They speak of a time when the idol stood proudly in a forgotten temple. The people of the city revered it, but also feared it. As dusk fell and the oil lamps were lit, a strange phenomenon would begin. Those who lived near the temple, those brave or foolish enough to sleep within earshot, reported a sound. It was faint at first, a slow, deep inhalation like a giant sleeping. But night after night the sound would seem to grow closer, more distinct, as if the very air in their rooms was being drawn into an unseen, massive pair of lungs. It was a rhythmic, relentless sound that promised something ancient and hungry was awake in the darkness. The temple priests, desperate to understand and control this phenomenon, decided to station guards. These weren't just any men. They were the most disciplined, loyal warriors in the city. Their orders were simple: stay awake, watch the idol, and report anything unusual. The first night, the guards stood their posts, spears in hand, eyes fixed on the stone figure. But as the hours crept by, an unnatural drowsiness fell over them. It wasn't the normal fatigue of a long watch. It was a heavy, irresistible lethargy. They fought it, but their eyelids grew heavy, their heads drooped. They fell asleep standing up, frozen at their posts. When dawn broke, the priests found them. The guards were still standing, but they were pale, their skin cold to the touch. It was as if the warmth, the very life force, had been drained from them. They were alive, but barely. They spoke of no monster, no attacker. They only remembered the sound of breathing and an overwhelming need to sleep. This happened again and again. Every guard posted met the same fate. Fear gripped the city. The idol, once an object of reverence, was now seen as a curse, a predator that fed on the sleeping. The people believed it was drawing the breath right out of their bodies. The elders and priests, seeing the life draining from their community, made a drastic decision. The idol could not be destroyed, it was too powerful, too sacred. But it could not be allowed to remain among the living. So they performed a solemn ritual. They dug a deep pit not far from the temple, and with great effort they lowered the idol into the earth. But they didn't lay it down. They buried it upright, standing as if it were still watching, still waiting, even beneath the ground. They filled the pit, packed the earth, and tried to forget. The story was passed down through generations, becoming a whispered legend, a tale to scare children. A stone that breathed and stole the life from those who slept near it. For thousands of years, the idol waited in its earthen prison. The city above it crumbled, civilizations rose and fell, and the memory of the breathing statue faded into folklore. Until our modern archaeologists arrived, they found the idol exactly where the legends said it would be, standing upright in the dark earth, its chest smooth from ancient, fearful hands. The story was fascinating, but it was just a story, right? A myth created by a superstitious people to explain strange deaths or illnesses. That's what the science-minded archaeologists thought. They saw a remarkable artifact, not a supernatural monster. But science has a way of revealing secrets that legends can only hint at. The team decided to perform a full analysis of the statue. They used ground-penetrating radar, X-rays, and advanced sonic imaging technologies the ancient Elamites couldn't have dreamed of. They wanted to understand its composition, its age, how it was made. They expected to find solid stone. What they found instead made their blood run cold. The scans revealed that the idol was not solid. Inside its torso, where the chest had been worn smooth, were two large, hollow chambers. And the shape of these chambers was unmistakable, even on the grainy scan images. They were complex, branching structures, uncannily similar to a pair of human lungs, but it gets even weirder. Connected to these lungs were intricate, narrow channels that snaked up through the idol's neck and opened into subtle, almost invisible apertures in its mouth and nostrils. It was a sophisticated system of internal cavities and tubes, carved with impossible precision from a single block of stone. The structure was, for all intents and purposes, a respiratory system, a system designed to move air. Suddenly, the old legends didn't seem so far-fetched. Could this intricate structure be responsible for the breathing sounds? Scientists began to theorize. One idea is that changes in temperature and atmospheric pressure between day and night could cause air to be slowly drawn into and expelled from these internal chambers. As the cool night air entered the warmer stone, it could create a slow, audible inhalation sound. The complex network of tubes could act like a natural amplifier, making the sound seem louder, closer, and more organic. It was a brilliant piece of acoustic engineering designed to inspire awe and fear. But this explanation doesn't account for the guards. Why did they fall into such a deep, life-draining sleep? Another, more chilling theory emerged. What if the idol wasn't just moving air? What if it was designed to alter the composition of that air? Some geologists pointed out that certain types of rock, when exposed to moisture and air, can release gases. Could the idol be made of a specific mineral that, through this breathing process, released a high concentration of an inert gas, like argon or nitrogen? If a room slowly filled with these gases, it would displace oxygen. Anyone inside would feel drowsy, fall asleep, and suffer from oxygen deprivation, leading to the exact symptoms described in the legends: paleness, coldness, and extreme lethargy. The idol wasn't stealing their breath. It was replacing the very air they needed to live. This theory is terrifying because it suggests an incredible level of ancient knowledge. The creators of the idol would have needed a deep understanding of geology, chemistry, and acoustics. They would have intentionally designed a statue that could, through natural processes, create a supernatural and deadly effect. It would have been the ultimate tool of control, a physical manifestation of a god that could literally take your breath away. A silent stone executioner. So what is the breathing idol of Elam? Is it a geological anomaly, a masterpiece of ancient psychological warfare? Or is it something more? Is it possible that the legends are true in a way that science can't yet measure? The debate rages on. The idol now sits in a climate-controlled facility, constantly monitored. And though it is surrounded by sterile equipment and skeptical scientists, some of the staff still swear that on the quietest nights when the building is still, they can hear a faint, slow, rhythmic sound coming from its containment chamber. The sound of something ancient and patient taking a breath. The story of the breathing idol reminds us that our ancestors were not simple people. They had knowledge and skills that we are only just beginning to rediscover. It shows us that sometimes the most frightening monsters are not creatures of fantasy, but products of a brilliant and terrifying ingenuity. And it leaves us with one lingering, unsettling question: what other secrets are still buried beneath our feet, waiting to be unearthed, waiting to take our breath away? Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed this dive into history's dark corners, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more mysteries. And I'd love to hear your theories in the comments below. What do you think the idol is? Until next time, stay curious.